Goddamn, guys. Goddamn.
Wow. Holy moly. Wow.
Holy moly, indeed.
Wow. Man. He's back at it again. He's back at it again.
Trying to be.
And, wow.
Never. I'm sorry.
Eh, Interesting. Well,
What?
nonetheless, um, nonetheless, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us, man, for your Friday episode of the news, man. It was as we are on here, obviously, with the news. This is episode 223 of the news. If this is your first time watching, you guys do not know the show works every single Monday after Monday Night Raw. We are on here with NHP Unscripted every Friday, normally at 3 p.m. Central. We're kind of temporarily having to do different times just because my Fridays have definitely got a lot more cloudy in terms of schedule. So normally Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we were on here with the news. And with that, if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, the character regression of the Bloodline, you guys can now watch that live on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Monday after Raw with Unscripted. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to pick up some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links at the top of the description of this very video, where you can find the brand new slept on design as well as all the other OG designs live on there as we speak, man. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, if this is your first time watching and you do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show, and as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead and let the people know what it is you are smiling about today.
Man, don't know if I could answer that, but, I am smiling here with you guys because we're here with you guys, man. It's been a pretty good week, pretty normal week, man, and everything's been good. Lately, man, some good news. We got the GTA
Yes.
pre-order date. That shit looks good. They did like a little like not a cinematic, but like kind of like a little cinematic trailer thing, like a
It was
half,
like
or not even
a
a
like a
half,
wide shot of the city,
like a
right?
wide shot of the city. Yeah. So
Yeah.
very dope to see. I'm very excited. And there's going to be a new, seemingly this is going to be the final GTA 5 online DLC, man. Another heist, one last heist. So you guys might be getting there, man. We'll see how things might look. But overall, man, been doing good, man. Been doing good. Been chilling. And just been seeing, all this stuff that's been coming out, man. But other than that, I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How they're doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
What are you smiling about? Why do you ask me this question smiling?
And I look to my left and I see it. You did like a pose in the
I
camera.
don't know what you're talking about. So hey man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, bro. Honestly, I'm doing good. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. Nothing too much. Again, just ready for my busy Friday as usual. And yes, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna. I was gonna. Obviously, I knew you fucking seen it, but I had to ask you for the stream purposes. But no, man. Yesterday, it was yesterday, right? Or was it 2 days ago?
I think it was yeah, yesterday, I think.
Well, yeah, I want to say yes. It was yesterday. Yes, they announced, bro. Is it June 25th, right, or is it July? Did I look at the
I think
month
June.
wrong? Okay, it is
Ooh,
June.
ooh,
Okay,
it
I'm
might be.
I'm pretty sure it's June.
Oh, it's June. Okay,
Okay, pretty sure it's June. Um,
I think
look,
so.
yes, look, man. We finally, after like I don't know, whenever they dropped trailer 2, everybody was anticipating either trailer 3 or some pre-order news. What they gave you, the GTA YouTubers have fully dissected just that one little brief um one little brief house. I gotta say that's one thing
God,
I fucking love about like GTA
this shit
YouTubers,
is
man.
great.
The little bit of content they get, man, they make it interesting. I'll give it to you, man. I'll definitely give it to them, bro. They took that one little crowd shot, and I seen a bunch of GTA content creators, man. They dissected every fucking little bit of that wide shot that they gave us, which um obviously it looks dope. I'm super excited for it. Very interested to see the price. Very interested to see the price. So
I'm not too worried. A lot. People have always been saying it's going to be $100. I don't think the base version is going to be $100. I think they're going to make a bunch of different editions that
what
are 100 and probably over.
what version will
So I
you be
think that's how
interested
they're
in?
dead ass, bro. If they got a collectors, I'm gonna have to get this one's collectors, bro. This is
I
GTA
don't
we're
blame you.
talking about. You know what
I don't blame
I
you.
mean? Especially like the whole Vice City theme. I don't know what the collector's edition thing could be, but if they got one, that's when I gotta get, bro. It's GTA. You got to
Yeah, you've always been a big GTA guy. We don't know what you're doing on GTA,
always.
but you've always been a big GTA guy. I can only imagine. Definitely wouldn't want to play your saved your
Well,
save your data safe in the game, but
you know, when I was younger, you might want to not play, but nowadays it's more chill.
so
You know, when I
but
was early middle school
okay.
is might be a different me.
I I know. Trust me. I know. Um, um, but no, man. I'm super excited, bro. I'm super excited for it. I can't believe we were talking about it last night, man. But it's like something that I just still can't really wrap my brain around. And like one would say, like it's not that deep. It's just a video game, and like you're
Is
right
that
to an extent, like how is it so crazy to wrap your mind around a video game coming out? But again, we give the example all the time. It is that deep, bro. When 5 came out, brother, we were in sixth fucking grade.
I was in
Sixth grade.
sixth grade.
How old are you in sixth grade? 12 or 13, bro? We are 24 years old now. You always say it. You always say the sentence, and it just makes it even more worse. You could have went through middle school, graduated,
Hmm.
went through high school, graduated, went through college, got a degree, graduated, and GTA
Got a
6 still
master's.
yeah, got a fucking master's degree. Then the game still wouldn't have came out. It would have still been it, it would have still been we would still been fucking waiting on it. So it really is insane. It really is insane, man. I really can't believe it's coming out, but it seems like they're legit this time, bro. It seems like they're legit. It seems like we're actually getting a November 19th release date, man, which can't believe it. Can't believe it, man. Can't believe it.
Wild. Can't believe it, man. It doesn't feel like it's finally happening this year, man. I'm so pumped.
So, I gotta say too. I know you guys want me to shut the
I
fuck
was
up.
gonna say.
But listen, I gotta
Yeah.
say, I just can't wait to get like that feeling back. Like I still remember that opening day feeling to
Mhm.
GTA 5 of like playing the story mode and like seeing how like cool like the map was and driving around as soon as they let Franklin fucking free roam. I still remember
Oh,
trying to drive around North Yankton. um it I can't wait to get that feeling back, that feeling of playing like a GTA 6 store or a GTA story mode. Usually they do very good with them, and I'm super excited. I can't believe we finally got the pre-order news. And one thing I like about Rockstar, I gotta say, they do make you fucking wait forever, but at least when they announce something like a pre-order, they like
oh,
it happens fairly soon afterwards. I must say.
100%. 100%. That is really nice. I mean, we've been waiting for like 2 decades at this point, but we have the pre-order date, and then it's within the same year you actually get the game
Yeah,
later in the year. So that I like that.
for sure. For sure, man. But yeah, but That's honestly pretty much about it. I still trying to figure out where life goes without NBA basketball. It's definitely in a isolated wrestling
Smackdown, man.
environment is definitely not ideal right now. Although I must say the free agency has been interesting so far. Um, we're honestly we're obviously coming up on the draft. We're coming up on the draft, so I'm excited to see where a lot of pieces. Do land. Um, uh, excited to see where a lot of pieces do land. What was I saying? Yes, very loaded draft class this year. Very loaded draft class this year. So I'm excited to see who goes one. I know a lot of people think it's gonna be AJ, but I know there's the whole little drama right now with Darren Peterson. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see who the Wizards are gonna pick. Either way, um, I hope the Wizards find the light at the end of the tunnel. I think their fan base deserves it. They are like the poverty franchise, at least one of the premier poverty franchises. So hopefully they can get their fucking shit together. But yeah, man,
It's like
honestly,
being
just
an LA Knight fan.
yes, yeah, exactly, exactly. LA Knight is genuinely like being well, no, I wouldn't say LA Knight's a poverty franchise. LA Knight's one of those franchises that let's like
You never
Logan
get the big
yeah,
thing.
yes, Logan used the analogy yesterday and I thought it was hilarious, man. He said being an LA Knight fan was like being a fan of the Buffalo Bills. You know they're a championship caliber team, but they can never make it to the fucking championship. Um, and that's exactly what being an LA Knight fan is like. Speaking of LA Knight, man, we got a lot of interesting LA Knight news coming up. Also, real quick, if Giannis goes to the fucking Celtics, that is fucking ass, bro. That's actually so ass. And then also, okay, real quick, I've been seeing these proposed trade. The I guess the new running front runner rumor going around is it's going to be Giannis to the Celtics, Jalen Brown to the Clippers, and in return, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to get what is it? The Clippers' fifth round draft pick this year, or something like that. Or they're going to get a first round pick for this year, brother. If you're the that would be another. I'm sorry, Jalen Brown's a very good player. He's coming off like an MVP caliber season. Don't give away your fucking draft picks, bro. Don't give away your draft picks. I'm sorry. I just don't see a Kawhi Jalen Brown combination really like going anywhere. I'm sorry. The West is just too stacked. Maybe in the fucking East they would tear it up, but I'm sorry. That's not that combination. I just don't envision going far in the West. I don't. Maybe a second round exit, which is like the story of the Clippers, which you should be wanting to get away from that kind of stuff. And Giannis to the
Oh,
Celtics, dude, that's fucking terrible. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe it's I'm just not a too big of a Celtics fan. I'm not really a big Jason Tatum guy, but um he's kind of corny, but I don't know. That's just so ass to me, bro. If Giannis is gonna fucking go anywhere, could it be like,
it's
God,
corny.
where the fuck could Giannis go? Oklahoma City that would be another one that would piss me off. I don't fucking know. Send Giannis somewhere good. Send him to the Lakers with Luca, or fucking the Warriors would be tough. Something like that, bro. I don't know. But Giannis to the Celtics, to me, that's just awful. But anyways, man. So there's the NBA talk, man. Also, your boy has been playing. I have hopped back on the NBA 2K14 grind, bro. I just can't do the new.
Hey,
I'm dead ass playing 2K from 12 years ago over the new one, bro. What are we doing, 2K? Get it together.
that's always how it is, bruh. It's always
Um,
how it is.
it's so crazy, man. 10 years ago, 2K16 was the game. That was the new 2K, and that was 10 fucking years ago, dude. I still remember sitting in my room, grinding my career with my pops, bro. Crazy, crazy, man. Crazy. I don't know. Wild, wild. Damn, that was 10 fucking years ago. I still
Crazy.
remember in GameStop at the midnight release.
Damn, remember when that was a thing, bruh? you'd fucking have to actually physically wait to physically get the game
Yeah.
at fucking midnight and shit.
Yep.
Nowadays, you just order the shit and
Yeah.
you either order it or you just get it digitally.
Dead ass, bro. Still remember standing in GameStop and the midnight launch for 2K16. Am I supposed or supposing to be crazy, man?
I think we're
Cirque.
supposed to be crazy, man.
I know Cirque is. I know that for a fact.
Oh no.
But
Depends.
anyways, oh God. Well,
Depends
we're
on the
not. We're never
location.
gonna figure out what it depends on. All right, never mind.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I could,
no, you
and I
can't.
better not, but I could tell you.
No, please don't. Um, so nonetheless, how are you guys doing? Thank you guys for joining us. As always, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, my guy Jeff? Anybody here now, Brother Gotti? You guys know what it is. But yeah, we got 4T in the chat. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys very much for
You guys
joining
good?
us here today. GTA 6 delayed result in lowering its craze man.
I don't think it was delayed, man. Well, I mean, technically it was delayed like fucking 3, 4 times before this, but no delays yet now, which is good.
Well, if you go back and watch like YouTube from 2015, bro, they said GTA 6 was coming out in 2016. You know, and here we fucking
Fucking
are 10 years later.
10 years later, bro. 10 years later, and it's finally here, bro.
Do you
Crazy.
remember when the do you do you remember when the brother? Do you remember when the like everybody was saying the proposed date was 2020, and everybody was like, "Man, that's
2020.
fucked up. We gotta wait 7 years."
How long
Well,
is it, bro?
here we are.
We still waiting.
Here we
We
fucking
only
are.
just gotta fucking. You just got the date now, man. And crazy that they only really like started developing in like 2019. It's wild.
That's crazy. Everybody was like, "Man, this shit's gonna come out in 2020, bro," and everybody at Rockstar was like, "Bro, you guys have no idea. We
Bro,
haven't even got started on this shit yet."
we can't even start this motherfucker yet, bro. That
Man.
shit is wild.
All right,
It's
guys.
crazy.
I know, dude. I can't believe it. But let's see. Let's see, man. We got one AEW story. AEW, they've been taking W's, and this week they bounce back. They bounce back to the one story a week, flow. We're gonna start you guys off with that. However, we're not gonna move to WWE stories right after this because we have 3 TNA stories. We have more
Wow.
TNA than AEW to talk about on this episode.
For me, that's hell on earth for me, man.
Oh,
But
I
that's
was
crazy.
excited for this. This is heaven on earth for me, dude. You talking about TNA is fucking music to my ears. I find it
I mean, it's
hilarious.
fun. It's fun to talk about that fucking wannabe company, man. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to talk about whatever they're doing. They're trying something, which is funny. Usually every couple of years they got to do their fucking rebuild because they fuck up so much.
Yeah, no, 100. Get the rebuild. Speaking of poverty franchises,
They are poverty, dude. Like every 6 years, they have to do a complete rebuild and rebrand because they just fuck up every time. It's crazy.
and you know what's so awful too about them, man? Scott D'Amore had them on a route where like they were
Mhm.
actually like a legit, like people were starting to take them serious again. They were having some fun ass shows. You know what
They
I
were,
mean? I
bro.
remember they were in the running, you know what I mean, for like working with AEW and WWE, and then they went with WWE, and then fucking God Demore got fired, and now we have Carlos Silva, or what does Twitter call him, Cuck Silva, and he and he fucking and now look at where we are. Absolutely fucking terrible. I'm sorry, man. But
Absolutely terrible. We'll get into it when we get to the 3 stories, bruh.
yes, but speaking of all elite wrestling, Jack Perry.
Elite Wrestling.
Jack Perry. According to the Observer, Jack Perry's AEW contract is said to be expiring at any moment. Nice, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Nice.
That's very helpful.
At any moment. Wow. What?
I love Dave Meltzer
Why
because,
is
like, bro,
why is he
what do you
talking about
mean?
why is he talking about his contract like it's fucking pizza coming out the oven? Oh, it's gonna be ready any moment, sir.
It's gonna be any. So, like, at fucking 4 o'clock tomorrow, his contract's just done. Is that what we're
Oh
talking
my
about, Dave?
god. He says, as of right now, he has not signed a new contract, but he is negotiating with the company right now to come to terms on a new deal. Couple questions. First, do you see Jack Perry resigning with AEW, man, or do you see him going over to the land of the the land of stalling booking and fucking bad creative WWE?
You know, man, as much I would love to see him and Punk interact again, probably genuinely probably be no beef inside that company, which would be hilarious. But I don't think he'll be going over there, man. I think he's gonna resign. I think he's an AEW guy through and through overall, man. And I think he's gonna resign there, man. I think he likes the freedom over there, whether creatively or like personally. He always has the time to, do his blacksmithing or fucking buy a new school bus and convert it to a fucking Jurassic Express bus, man. He always does stuff like that, man. So I think he likes the time, probably, just the availability that AEW gives you, man. So I definitely think he's gonna overall re-sign with AEW. I think that's probably the big obvious thing he's gonna do. But what about you?
Yeah, I don't. As a matter, then it's weird too, because like Tony Khan must have seen they must have been in negotiations with Jack Perry, and he must have seen the news about the heat between TKO and CM Punk. So he's like, wait, hold on, let me
You
make
want to
sure,
trade here?
yeah, let me make sure Punk's not leaving, before I resign this guy. Uh, but all jokes aside, I am a bit confused as to why it's taken this long. At least from what we hear with Tony Khan, bro. Usually he doesn't let people's contracts, like, especially if it's like somebody that like he uses.
He
Usually
likes,
he
yeah.
like has them locked down well before their deals up. So I am surprised, especially with somebody like Jack Perry. Obviously, he's had his bad blood with the company, and there was the whole CM Punk stuff, and Tony Khan fucking hated his guts for a while. But ever since he's come back, I mean, he's been on this straight and narrow. I mean, he wasn't even really like problematic at all before that. But like
No,
he hasn't. He just kind of went back to just being himself or whatever. Again, we don't really hear about him getting into any kind of backstage trouble or whatever. It seems like he's very liked in AEW. It seems some people think he's a fucking crybaby, and he's lashing out at the doctors and shit for not letting him uh you know what was it, bust a fucking windshield or something on a rental
yeah,
car.
let's don't.
um
Yeah, didn't want to fuck up the rental car, man. You
so
know,
Um, but no, it is a bit confusing as to why he isn't or wasn't locked down well before this. But nonetheless, I do think he's gonna stay with AEW. I feel like they would have written him off, or this guy's just fucking appearing on Dynamite like it's nobody's business. He's just walking out there with the Elite, and he's basically an honorary fucking member of the Elite at this point. While Luchasaurus is still out, but it's like
basically.
I mean, look at how they did Hobbs. Hobbs' contract was coming up, and they wrote him off. You know what I mean? Tony Khan, he will always do somebody the leisure of writing them off television in a proper way, writing the character off. The fact that he hasn't done that with Jack tells me that Jack Perry's obviously staying with AEW again. I think he's liked, and I think the audience likes him. And I think Tony Khan has found a love for Jack Perry when even when it was in the hardest of moments for him.
Exactly. He's always managed to like Jack Perry. The elite love Jack Perry. I don't know if it's due to, well, it's not just the mutual CM Punk beef because, they were always with Jurassic Express, in the early days of AEW and they're, who got them in the company in the first place, man. So they always been boys with the elite, man. And I definitely think he is staying overall. Like you said, usually Tony Khan, does write people off and like, it says some type of formal goodbye on television, man. So fact that we haven't seen that, I think it's obvious he's staying, man.
100%. 100%. So, yeah, that's literally all the news for AEW this week, man. They have absolutely nothing going on. And moving on, before we get over to WWE, TNA. First off, according to PW Insider, TNA and Ohio Valley Wrestling, WWE's former developmental territory, are working towards an agreement for OVW to become their developmental territory. Now, obviously, if you are have been a wrestling fan for just a couple of years, probably even a couple of months, right? It doesn't really take long before you hear somebody mention OVW. Now, again, for those who don't know, OVW is WWE's developmental territory, right? The likes of Randy Orton, Dave Batista, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, John Cena. We've all seen that like goated draft class to come out of
An
OVW.
insane class.
Absolutely ridiculous class to come out of OVW. OVW back in the day, they were WWE's developmental, I want to say, before FCW stepped in as WWE's developmental territory. And obviously now they don't really use any of those anymore. They use, I mean, I guess they use the indies
They're
sort of,
in-house.
even though they don't like to they don't like to say they do. They use the
No.
indies, but obviously now they have the NXT system. But OVW, you get the point. OVW used to be what NXT is today to WWE. Or AEW if you're Triple H and you like to contract tamper, but he uses them as another honorary developmental system. But
It really does.
this is this is WWE's old developmental system, and they're working out an agreement to become TNA's developmental territory. Look, it's not overall it's not a terrible thing. I guess if you're TNA, you would want a feeder system. But dude, how bad does that look? Out of all the fucking companies to go to, you go to fucking WWE's X system. It just how do you feel about this move, bro?
Yeah, like you said, dude, at the end of the day, in a way, it is good, but like TNA has such little brother syndrome, bro. They just gotta copy the big brother that they think they're like, and they're not, brother. They're the scrappy do of the business, man, and they're using OVW as their feeder system, which on paper can be good. Can't tell you a name that's came out of OVW in the past fucking six
Oh
plus
God.
years. Genuinely, I can't. So, maybe there has, and I didn't know some people were. You never know, man. But you know, hopefully this goes well for TNA, man. I don't know how much it will, man, because I mean they're all gonna end up probably going to NXT or WWE at some point anyway, man. They're this is crazy, dude. You know how many feeder systems that WWE has nowadays? They have NXT, they have Evolve, basically have TNA, and now they have TNA's feeder system, which is their OG feeder system, OVW. So you can look at it in a way is OVW is back with WWE because they're just gonna go to TNA and then probably go to WWE back anyway, man. So it's crazy the way fucking things go, man. But like, in a way, it could be good for TNA, and I hope it is kind of. But we'll see how it goes for TNA, man, because they do a lot of rebuildings over the span of like every 6 years, man. So we'll see how long this lasts, and we'll see in 6 years if they're fucking redoing everything within the company again, because usually they have to.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously we were just talking about it, but it is a sad case again to see where Scott D'Amore had had the company as opposed to where it is now. It's become a complete cuck system, man. It's just been a complete cucking ground. It's like it is a bit sad. Honestly, honestly, for for my basketball people out there, this type of shit reminds me of like, and this is why, again, this is why I say the idea of TNA having a feeder system isn't a bad idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but it's like, if anybody remembers the fucking Light the Beam Kings from, what was that, like 2022, 2023, they signed they signed Mike Brown, who's coincidentally enough now the coach of the Knicks, but they signed Mike Brown because Mike Brown was the assistant to the Warriors. And they signed Mike Brown and they want him to implement the Golden State system because the owner of the Kings wants to no longer be a poverty franchise, and he wants to be he wants to be Golden State. You know what I mean? And those kind of builds to an organization are always the ones that are like, okay. And we've honestly, with the Warriors dynasty, we've seen that a lot in basketball. Actually, where like teams will bring in like Golden State assistant coaches. They'll bring in coaching staff from Golden State, and they'll want them to implement the Golden State system because they're trying to essentially copy what made the Warriors a dynasty. And it's like, that's to me what gives this such an feeling. It's like, do you guys have to like fucking do everything that WWE does? Like, that's to me, again, it's not the idea of like, hey, let's get a feeder system. It's like, out of every fucking where you could have went, you went to OVW, and like Sir K said, who the fuck comes out of OVW these days? Which I got some names here for you, bro, and these names, they may match up to the class of, you know, Shelton Benjamin, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Dave Batista, and John Cena. We have
Why you say that? Okay.
we have Ashton Adonis,
Hope.
Cal Hero, Hollywood Haley J, and who could be the new John Cena, Freya the Slayer. You know, this is your class coming out of fucking OVW these days.
If I'm an indie booker and those are the list of names I got, I am not booking any of them motherfuckers. Leia, what is it? Hey, Freya Slayer? What the fuck is her name?
The Slayer?
I already forgot. Leia the Slayer.
Freya.
Man, Freya the Slayer. Freya. Okay. Oh, brother. See, they didn't. What is that class, bro? You know, OVW is like the freshman cipher, bro. You look back in 2016, they got fucking names, bro. Then you look nowadays, it's like, bro, what has become of you, man? Y'all done fell off, man. OVW is the wrestling version of the freshman class, freshman cipher classes, bro, because you were so great producing insane lineups, and you got nobodies nowadays, bro. You got nobodies. The most relevant person has been out on those in the past 5 years has been fucking Jello Ball, and just fucking crazy. Bro was a one-hit wonder, and he was still the most relevant person on those fucking things in the past 5 years, man. Like you said, dude, like AEW, they did their own thing. They didn't just copy WWE. They were their own thing, and that's what made them work. And that's what made TNA work back in the day, is they were their own thing. They did different shit. They had different type of matches. They had the Octagon ring. They had the X Division stuff. They had a bunch of cool and unique stuff that made them different. But nowadays, it's literally just a little brother cheap knockoff of WWE, man, and it's sad to see. You know, when games come out and you'll see on PlayStation stores like the cheap, you know, fucking cheap, probably foreign-made version of whatever you're playing. That's what TNA is at this point, and like, and that's the thing. Like Scott D'Amore had his own thing where he's like, we're gonna do our thing again, and he had the plan. He set out to do it, and I guess fucking TNA management just didn't like the idea, a good idea, I guess, and they completely fucked themselves over, man. And when you look at Scott and the little stuff that Maple Leaf does, you know, they're still very small and very young, but like they don't feel like just a discount AEW or WWE
Yeah.
or even TNA. And, Scott D'Amore was in TNA and he went and made his own company, man. And it doesn't even feel like that was, technically like in a way a derivative of TNA because he's just making it his own thing. TNA can't do that nowadays, man. And they got OVW, man, and that gotta be one of the worst lineups I've ever seen, bro. Genuinely, when you had the list, I thought I was about to hear some names you hear in like NXT, the dead ass group of nobodies. Who are the teachers and what are they teaching people, bro? Because what the fuck?
Apparently, it's run by former WWE talent Al Snow now.
Fuck. Maybe get a different former WWE talent to run the playing.
He's got Freya the
God
Slayer,
damn.
bro.
Freya the Slayer, setting her up for failure, bro.
Oh, for real. For fucking real, bro. Yeah, man. So that is that that's the news on TNA and OVW working together. Speaking of TNA, there has been a series of departures from the company over the past like 2 or 3 days. Starting off, we have Tommy Dreamer has departed TNA in the latest in the latest batch of TNA departures. What's going up? What's going on with this now? Why is everybody departing TNA all of a sudden? Are they like is this like their version of budget cutting now or like what? Unless all their deals were set around this time.
I
Interesting.
I think it might be a mix of management wanting people to, not wanting people, but like trying to get a new set of talent. And it could be some old talent seeing the possible change up and wanting to go and move on, maybe. I really feel it. I really feel like it has to do with the OVW story. I really feel like they're trying to do like essentially a rebuild of the show, man, or of the roster with OVW, and now kind of mainstays leaving. I think that's what they're doing here. I think that's the goal here. A lot of big names leaving. Tommy Dreamer, which I mean, that's kind of the unction in there with him, man. So he's kind of leaving, and it really don't matter. But they got big TNA names that you kind of always associated with TNA leaving, which how good or bad that could be in the future, we'll see with TNA and who they get from OVW. If they get the Slayer or whatever her name is.
Bro, we got my boy Lamar in the chat, bro. What is
How you
going
doing,
on,
man?
brother? How are you, man? Yes, sir. No, 100%. Well, that's what confuses me too about the Tommy Dreamer thing because apparently they're gonna. I've been hearing that they're thinking about bringing in Road Dog,
you know, they
and
they're never beating the allegations.
at least no, dude, they're not. Apparently, from what I'm reading, this is aimed for workplace reduction, cutting cost,
Oh, brother.
streamlining operations, and improving profitability. Who the fuck does that sound like?
Yeah, what the they're trying so hard. It would, maybe with the cost, it's apparently, dude, their parent company, whatever they are at this point, they gotta be the cheapest motherfuckers on earth, bro. They literally got rid of Scott D'Amore because his ambitions were too expensive for them, apparently, and now they're getting rid of more people for budget. Dead ass, bro. They're doing a bunch of stuff, and seemingly with the OVW stuff, they're trying to rebuild or whatever. I really wouldn't be shocked also if they're stripping everything away to make it as cheap as possible to sell to WWE. And not saying that's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if that's one of the other like plan Bs for them if this rebuild doesn't work out well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I couldn't I wouldn't doubt it either. That was another thing too that is definitely interesting to think about too is the possibility of them actually wanting to sell to WWE, man. And that, like I was saying, man, is one of the things that is just I think just leaves a horrible taste in your mouth, man. It's like Scott D'Amore was literally let go for like problems a company should want to have. Like if you're a parent
Mhm.
company, a good problem to have is that this fucking guy is so ambitious. He wants to make the brand bigger, and he wants to help the brand. He wants to grow the brand. Like, don't you think those are good problems to have? And they fired him over it. So that all that did was signal the beginning of the end. And yes, they are trying to copy they are trying to copy the WWE system 100%, and it seems like their parent company sounds a lot like fucking WWE's parent company as well. um and that's all they're ever going to be. That's all they're ever going to be, because that's all that they made themselves, man, is nothing more than a little brother to WWE, a copycat, a knockoff of WWE. So I don't know, but Tommy Dreamer is a name to go. We've also heard too that Steve Macklin requested his release. We obviously know
Mm-hmm.
his wife is in AEW, so, and she seems
Oh,
pretty
who's his
fucking
wife again?
miserable over there. Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Damn, she is
See,
kind of miserable. Even though she low key like be defending AEW on Twitter, I don't know if that's just like copium or like trying to look good for Tony Khan, but she do be defending AEW and their horrible booking of her half the time.
well, then God bless her.
Maybe we'll
Then we'll
see.
probably see Steve Macklin over there. Um. So we got another name to leave TNA, according to PW Insider. Sammy Callahan has reportedly departed TNA as well. Um, Sammy Callahan, bro. I think he runs what the fuck is this faction in? Is
Oh
it the
fuck, I
System?
forgot the name. Oh, it might be. I know he has a faction over there. I don't remember that. Is it the system or is that more like a corporate fucking one? Is it? Oh,
No,
I
they're
know
not
they have
corporate
like.
at all. The System. It's very,
Oh,
yeah. It doesn't. The name doesn't match the look at all.
oh,
Um,
okay. Because I thought they had like a authority type faction in there or something, and I know they had a few others. I don't know, man. Whatever I see is whatever scraps that fucking Twitter gives you, because that's all they are.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Wow. Oh man.
I'm just shitting on TNA, bro. I love
S-
to though.
Sammy Callahan departs TNA, man. Do you think this is good for TNA for to see a guy like Sammy leave, and where do you think he will end up? Do you think we're going to see the return of the hacker Solomon Crow in
The
NXT?
hacker Solomon Crow is crazy, man. I don't think he'll be going over there, man. I think he's too himself to be able to go to that company, man. I could see an AEW stint. I could see like a per appearance AEW stint too. I feel like him, Steve Macklin, I could feel going to other indie promotions right now more than AEW or WWE. Maybe WWE NXT for Steve. Maybe. But overall, right now, I kind of see them just floating around the indie scene. Maybe they could go to, maybe Scott could get them over in Maple Leaf. Maybe that's where they're going. Maybe they're going to other places, man. But I feel like they might, float around for a little bit with some of these names. I could see some appearances in AEW, especially for Callahan, but I don't know how much of it of staying he'll want to do over there.
Yeah, I also want to say I want to say that Sammy Callahan has his own oh, that's the name of his group. It's called OVE. Um
OVE.
I think. I think. At least it used to be. Sammy Sammy Callahan is interesting, is an interesting case here, because to be 100% honest with you guys, back in 2020 or 2021 was it, when his deal was originally up with TNA, I fucking thought he was going to AEW then. I just thought, again, the WWE run didn't work out at all. They he's one of those John Moxley guys where it's like
Yeah.
they're like awesome for the indies, but it's like once they get in WWE, WWE tries to like they try to
Like,
PG-ify them, and it ends up just like washing them clean of everything that they are, and it just doesn't. It's just terrible. Like, you see it. We've been seeing it for, ever since John Moxley came over to AEW. But it's like you see a side by side with him and Dean Ambrose. That's not even the same fucking person. And the same thing with Sammy
no.
Callahan. You see him doing his thing on the indies, doing his little deathmatch stuff, and then you see a fucking picture of Solomon Crow from NXT, and he just looks like a complete weirdo. But yeah, it's not. It's for the best. Obviously, I think for him not to go back to WWE, I could see him going over to AEW, or like you said, man, maybe, what's his Scott D'Amore is gonna get guys like him, guys like Steve Macklin over in Maple Leaf, man. Maybe he's going to slowly but surely kind of build that whole thing up. But no, man, I mean, it's definitely probably for the best for Sammy Callahan, bro. I mean, again, you're in a company that works very closely with the place that you're working for WWE's feeder system, and you don't want to go back to WWE. So,
No,
it's probably
exactly.
for the best for him to go through the indies, go to AEW. Maybe AEW is gonna bring him in for a couple death matches and whatnot. I think that would be very good. Either that, or again, like I said, I want to say he still has his own promotion, so maybe he's just gonna follow up with that. So, um, Sammy Callahan again is another name that has departed TNA, and the biggest one of them all is none other than Tessa Blanchard. Okay. Interesting. According to Fightful, Tessa Blanchard has been granted her release from TNA. The belief is that CMLL wanted her to choose between them and TNA, and due to them paying her and booking her more, she asked for her release.
Hmm. Goddamn TML people in TNA. Oh my
That's
god,
actually terrible. Now,
that is terrible.
CMLL is a huge company. You know what I mean? But for what, again, TNA, they put up a front, and this is supposed to be the second biggest company in the world, right? Remember when everybody was fucking say they're
Oh
a bigger
god,
company than AEW at this point? When?
fuck
When?
out of here. When
When?
in fucking '04
And
when
again,
AEW didn't exist.
and again, and it, come on, bro.
I'm
You're
wrong.
not fucking wrong. And see, that's the thing too. That's the thing too, man. Everybody, you remember when all those clips were going around where it was like, oh, look at how full this TNA crowd is, man. Look at how, look at these small venues AEW runs in. Mind you, these are the same people that said,
Mhm.
oh, AEW needs to go to smaller venues because every time they go to these big arenas, they have to tarp half the fucking thing off. And then when they go to a smaller venue, they just made fun of them. You
You can't
can't
win.
win.
You can't win with motherfuckers, bro. You can't win with motherfuckers. Especially, dude, I remember that shit. They fucking Jericho was saying that shit. That's when he thought he was still going to WWE. Until he realized it would probably suck for him over there, so he went back to AEW and never spoke about TNA again, which is hilarious.
Terrible.
And yeah, TNA just they lost Tessa Blanchard, man, which is at a loss, really. She's kind of low key shadow banging from most American markets,
Yeah.
except probably WWE. I'm sure they would take her. They really don't care about, you know, morals over there, man. So they would probably sweep everything under the rug and just continue to use her if they get her. But I don't know if they will because overall her stock just severely went down, man. I mean, any show she's at, people just, rightfully chant, she's a racist and shit. I mean, she done fucked up. She's one of those people that completely fucked herself over. She's in that like Matt Riddle category where you just look at him and say you had all the talent, you just had to go and fuck it all up. And she's going over there to CML. Apparently they're paying more than TNA, which
Terrible.
is that's the jokes write themselves with that one, man. And hopefully it goes well for her over there. At this point, I think that might be her new ceiling, man. I don't know if she even has the stock to go to NXT and WWE anymore. Maybe, after all that stuff initially happened, she still had that stock, but at this point, I don't think she has the stock to really go to WWE at this point. I think she might just be one of those people that'll float around in the indie scene forever, and every time you hear that name, you'll be like, damn, what could have been?
100%, 100%. Yeah, I think her situation boils down to nothing but negligence. She wanted to kind of neglect the topic. They kind of wanted to beat around the bush. Never really,
Mhm.
again, there was never really any accountability taken. And overall, in the end, I think that's what ended up screwing her over. Very shocked to hear she's going to CMLL. I thought for sure that this was going to be a two WWE move through and through. I thought it was. If she goes to CMLL, it's going to be very interesting to see if AEW will work with her. Obviously, CMLL and AEW are very close partnership there. So I'm going to be interested to see if she does land any roles, possibly working with AEW, being that she'll be so in the CMLL mix. But um, also too another point, CMLL is paying more than TNA. Are you fucking kidding me? What in the Pretender is TNA, bro? They again, y'all can't sit there and say, "Oh, they're the number 2 promotion and TNA's fucking acting like they're hot shit." And you pay your people worse than CMLL?
That is crazy. That is crazy, bro. You ain't making fuck shit over there for TNA, bro. You're dead ass getting paid with a hot dog and a handshake, bro. What is that? What is that, man? And then Kevin in the chat mentions it. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
All the times that TNA talent would show up in NXT and whatnot, Tessa never did. So like maybe that was a sign the whole time that she was never going over there. Because I think at this point Triple H has such of his favorites that he likes, that I think wouldn't like Tessa. I think he realized like, she's talented, but the cons are too heavy
Comes with
for
baggage.
her, and I don't.
Yeah.
It comes with too much baggage where I don't think she is worth that baggage at this point, and I think he would rather keep his people that he likes and he doesn't want to piss off by using someone like her. I think her ceiling is just floating around the indies at this point.
I could see that. I could see that um I mean what she's going to be doing now. I could see her ceiling also kind of being, promotions in Mexico, European promotions,
Yeah,
stuff like that. Um, yeah, like you said, like floating around the indies or like big international companies. So, um,
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, very sure. I am a little shocked to see that she isn't going to WWE though, because I feel like WWE, kind of sent her to TNA to kind of see, see where things were in terms of like how people would react to her and how she would act, see if she would be problematic. And from everything we heard, she wasn't problematic. Um, but I think what ended up kind of hurting her is how the people reacted to her, and you can't blame
hmm,
anybody for that.
you
Obviously,
really can't.
you the fucking she's a racist chance.
Oh,
Can't say I've ever heard
brutal.
that one chanted before, but that is definitely fucking brutal. But yeah, man. I mean, I think overall in the end, if she doesn't end up getting scooped up by WWE, I think ultimately, that probably was the determining factor on what really screwed her over was how the people reacted and how the people took to her, which was not too kindly. And again, I can't blame anybody for that. So that at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it is all her fault. So, um, yeah, but let's see. That's everything for yeah, that's actually no. TNA has announced they are officially signing Allie. Wow,
Let it get, dude. Let
holy
it
shit.
get, man. A fucking 2020 AEW get in the year of fucking 2026, brother. What are we doing? This is who you're signing? Respectfully. Yeah, they're just they love failure, man. They have to love it. They got to be addicted to failure.
So, the reason I thought this was kind of interesting is because I wonder if this is any indication on where we will see the Butcher and the Blade end up, which obviously she's married to, I want to say the Blade.
Blade.
Um,
Yeah.
she's obviously married to the Blade, so I wonder if now this is kind of again going to kind of point to where those guys will end up. Which I thought again, if WWE treated them properly and took care of their presentation on TV, thought they could have worked in WWE, but TNA does make sense as well for their
It
act.
does. That really does. The Butcher and Blade to TNA, that's just they just go together in all the
Yeah,
worst ways.
they
So
could get the Hardy family office back together.
oh, I could get the Hardy family office, man. They do got a bunch of, you know, low key washed WWE talent over there still with TNA, man. So we could get the Hardy family office back.
They got Ricky Sosa still, bro. Where's Ricky
Oh, they
Sosa?
do got Ricky Sosa, man. Get him out of there, bro. Get him and Leon Slater out of there, bro. Please.
And Santana. Which,
And
well, he's
Santana.
about to be
Well,
out of there.
that's coming up soon. Exactly. Isn't it later, like this month or something?
From what
They
we've
should
heard, July. I don't know if they
July.
specified the end or beginning of July, but July is what
Oh,
we heard.
now that you say it, I do remember it's July, and I think the one of the things in that story was we don't know what it is. So we just know it's July. Um, hopefully he gets out of there, man, because Santana's such a beast, bro. He's so much more valuable than TNA.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And with that, that is everything for the AEW and TNA news. Now, moving on to the WWE news, man. But before we get to all that good stuff, we do have a word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got word from none other than Dubby Energy, man. Dubby is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. Dubby's a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your Dubby products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout. Save yourselves 10% on your next Dubby purchase.
Truly always. Gotta shout out Dubby. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. No matter what it is, we got a big pay-per-view weekend coming up next weekend, man. We got two pay-per-views back to back. AEW, WWE Night of Champions, Forbidden Door. If you want to be up for both of those pay-per-views, man, have the energy, be focused, watching whatever those two companies put on that weekend, man. If you need all that, Dubby's got you, man. It'll give you all that. You won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly always. Got to shout out Dubby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out and thank you to the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP.
That's what we do.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Where do we start? Where do we start? Um, Start. All
Take
right,
it.
I'll leave it up to you, man. Start with LA Knight and end with Chad Gable, or end with Chad Gable and start with LA Knight. Did I just say
We'll
that twice?
start with Chad Gable.
Okay, I don't know.
I think you said it right.
You know
I
what I
think you
mean.
did. I think you said it right. But we'll start with Gable.
All right. According to WrestleVotes, several within WWE are pushing for Chad Gable to have a prominent presence at SummerSlam, being that it's in his home state of Minnesota. Well, let's see, man. A, how do you feel about this? And B, do you believe this?
I love that idea, man. That shit. At the very least, he should be walking out of SummerSlam IC champion. If Tony Khan was a real booker, he'd be walking out with Cody Rhodes' title, man. But he is not a real booker, man. He is indeed a fraud. I think Gable deserves all the success going in and out of SummerSlam, man. Not only is that his home state, man, but he's got all the momentum. Giant fucking pops wherever he goes, man, and all the momentum in the world. And, you go to the B point, WWE will not capitalize on that. At best, for WWE, what they do is have him walk out IC champion. At, knowing WWE, you might have a random fucking nothing singles match on the show and call it a day.
So,
Um, I have no faith. I have no faith, bro. I want to have faith, and I think to myself, it's such a no-brainer, bro. He's over. His talent is fucking insane. He's in the top wrestlers in the business, let alone that fucking company, man. And they're not going to capitalize. I don't think they're truly going to capitalize again. The best they could do with him for, Triple H's skills is IC champ out of the pay-per-view, man. But I don't know if I have any faith even in that, man. I really don't know, man. I do. I think I can't believe I'm putting a little bit of faith. I think that is the goal. Is him in the IC title scene and at least him getting a match at SummerSlam. And I think they would be smart enough to have him leave the SummerSlam champion. But I've said that with this company and with Triple H so many times where you think that's the no-brainer. You think that's the obvious path, and they just fucking just do donuts in the alleyway, and it makes no fucking sense, man. I really hope so, but I can't put my faith in them with this. I really can't. They should. Gable should, but I just can't put my faith in this company at this point.
I can't blame me for that, bro. I can't blame you for that. So should obviously Chad Gable have a prominent role at SummerSlam? I've been saying it for the past couple weeks. It should be Gable versus Penta. Obviously, that's where the whole story started with, Gable being Penta's first opponent. I think that's a good story to tell. The redemption of Chad Gable. The one thing that just irks me, as I remember in 2024, SummerSlam in Minnesota for 2026 had already been announced. And, when Sami Zayn and Chad Gable were going through their feud, we would make jokes, like legitimately make jokes. Like, oh, Triple H is fucking taking forever. He's probably going to wait till SummerSlam in Minnesota to do something with Gable because that's his hometown. Brother,
Wait.
we are here 2 years later, and this motherfucker genuinely didn't put a championship on him. He made the jokes come to life. He made the jokes of Gable not doing shit for 2 years come to life. Now, again, I can't really say he didn't do shit, but no fucking titles, and it eventually turned into him not doing shit. The El Grande Americano thing, was something that, I thought was, it was a joke. I thought, maybe this is just something that's going to last, a couple months or whatever. And then ended up going on for a year and a half. And then Gable got hurt and came back. And, I guess in the end, we ended up getting our El Grande versus El Grande
out.
match. But it is insane to me how 2 years, no title. And that man busted his ass for you for 2 years. I don't forget the fucking 2 years. This guy's been busting his ass for you for like 11 fucking years. And you still have yet to put a singles title on, in my opinion, a top 5 in-ring performer in the company. No questions asked.
Oh fuck yeah.
Again, I want to hope that there is an IC championship looming for Chad Gable. I have a big fear, though. I do have a big fear. It is going to be either Chad Gable and a bunch of luchadors, or Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy taking on the newly turned heel Maxine Dupree and the Vision. I have a very, very, very bad feeling about that. And again, my question does stand. Where is American Made?
Hey, bro, or are they? Are they gonna? Because I feel like they're gonna not want to be with Chad Gable, storyline wise after this, and it's so stupid, bro. He should tell them, lock the fuck in, join me, and get a taste of some of my momentum, man, and we can run shit. And they're not gonna do that, bro. They're dead ass. I know they're not gonna do that. And Triple H is gonna fuck everything up like he always does, man. So
Yeah,
I would love for them to go in a great path with him for SummerSlam. But like you said, I could totally see them facing the fucking Vision, because
yeah.
you know with the way everything looks. We talked a little bit about it on Monday, but then after, unscripted, we kind of learned the seemingly path for Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, which, if it is Seth Rollins, man, I could totally see the Vision being that open enough to just face Chad Gable and a bunch of luchadors, or Chad Gable and Alpha Academy, maybe with, who knows, man, who knows what conglomeration, what in literally what in the conglomeration they're gonna put together. But I'm scared. I'm scared for SummerSlam with him.
Absolutely terrified. Again, we can all sit here and say, IC title, because I genuinely believe we all know that's what's best for him. And I don't think you can't convince me otherwise on that. But again, the way Triple H goes, you know how he thinks, man. You know how he thinks, and he probably in his fucking brain is like, it may not be the IC title, but the Vision's a huge act on the show, and Gable
Yeah.
getting a spot against the Vision is a huge thing. And again, especially like with all the teasing of making amends with American American Alpha. I fucking wish they would make amends with American
Yeah,
Alpha.
I wish.
Alpha Academy. Um, all the amends being teased there. You know what I mean? It's like, who's to say we don't get him making amends with those guys, and then who's to say the Creed brothers don't get pissed off at Chad Gable and they join the fucking Vision. You know what I mean? To give us Gable and Luchadors versus the new Vision. You know what I mean? So
Fuck. I'm gonna be shocked.
again, we can all sit here and say IC title, and like I said, it's because we know that's what's best for Chad Gable. We know that's the route they need to go. We know that's what needs to happen. But again, I just do have a fear with all the Maxine Dupree heel turn teasing. I just do have a big fear that we are gonna get some Gable multi-man against the Vision. Um, and he'll call upon like Ivy Nile, or he'll call upon maybe
Mhm.
even like a Jordan Grace to take care of the heel Maxine Dupree, which is just
Oh,
wonderful.
I
But
could totally see that.
yeah,
And Durante mentions in the chat, what do I think of Ivy Nile? I really like Ivy. I think she's really good in the ring. Obviously, promo work may not be great, but that's a given. And I think her in-ring talent is good enough to at least cover that up. And I think they had something where they really could have totally, Marina Shafir her with American Made and have her be like a cool ass like heater in the group, for in that women's division. But like, they just didn't. I think they completely failed that. Same with Jordan Grace, to be honest. I saw today that they got her on main event losing to Kiana Jones. So and
what?
apparently Kiana Jones' finisher is named the 401k. Brother.
Yes, it is. She's a businesswoman.
She's a businesswoman, my God. Um, so like you're just fucking up names left and right, man. I think they really could have done something with Ivy, and they're not. Same with the Creed brothers. You got insane in-ring talent in those two guys and those three individuals. That whole American-made group, dude, and never gonna really capitalize on any of it.
1,000%, 1,000%. Yes. My honest opinion on Ivy Nile, I do like Ivy. I do like Ivy a lot. However, I think if Chad Gable were to start another group, I like Ivy, but I think Jordan Grace is a better fit,
Fits the
and I
bill
also
better.
think she's more of a complete performer. I think if WWE used Ivy, she could get a lot better. I think that.
Hmm.
I think WWE sees, oh, we're not getting any results, so we don't really care for her, but they're not putting her in a position to succeed. And I think that's their downfall. And I think that's where they go wrong with the way they do business, is they expect people to just blossom into these a beautiful fucking bed of flowers, while keeping them completely in the shade, no water, no daylight, no sun, no
Yep.
nothing. But they expect a beautiful ass flower bed to grow.
To WWE, if you don't go out there and instantly get a monster pop from your catchphrase or from whatever big move you do, then you're not worth their time. They aren't in the business of investing at this point. They don't know how to do that.
Ridiculous.
Yes, Kevin. Jordan Grace should 100% been the first Paul Heyman girl,
No,
but it's apparently gonna be fucking Maxine
it's
Dupri.
dead ass gonna be Maxine Dupree. Oh,
That is insane.
fuck.
What a fucking dude. And she sucks, bro. Her promos are abysmal. Her
Dude,
in-ring work really has not improved, man. She's just got not horrible in the ring. I don't know what their obsession with Maxine Dupree is, bro. I don't get it.
I say it all the time, and everybody's so sensitive about Maxine Dupree for some reason. You can't say one bad thing about her, and people jump down your throat. Oh, she tries. That's
Try.
fucking great. We don't get participation awards, okay? We're
Yeah.
not giving those. You know who else fucking tries? Everybody on the roster. Otis tried and he gets
Mhm.
nothing. Where's the outrage for Otis? I can go down the fucking Dragunov. Don't even get me started on SmackDown. Dragunov fucking tries. Carmelo Hayes tries. Johnny fucking Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa when they were in the company. Motor City tried. The New Day tried. And guess what? They don't get half of the fucking opportunities. Well, New Day did get a fucking lot when they were heels and they were fucking terrible. But minus them, there's so
Yeah.
many people that fucking try and never work out. They don't. They don't look at some of those names in the past couple of years from NXT that tried and then just got released. You know what I mean? Zoe Stark tried.
She tries, man.
I mean,
She tries.
that
It's
that
like,
I can't stand, like, and again, it's like I don't I don't understand, like, and again, people are just so sensitive with Maxine Dupree. You can't say the slightest of critiques, and you are just the fucking the devil himself.
literally, dude, and like saying that she tries is in the same boat as like WWE praising Cody for working the schedule. Like, bro,
Yes.
everyone works the fucking schedule. What do you mean he's getting praised for that? That's just what you do when you're. It's like the one person at the job that just gets fucking glazed for doing their job like everyone else is, but one person specifically just gets glazed for it. I
Yes.
don't get that shit. That shit pisses me off.
Yes. Everybody at the job is working hard as fuck, but there's just this one coworker that is the manager's favorite, and he's the only one that ever gets any fucking recognition for anything. It's
Mhm.
it's it that's what the case is. And then two, like, we praised, oh my god, Cody works the schedule, and oh my god, he finds time to work out. What about Chad Gable? Chad
Yeah.
Gable was working Raw and AAA. He was working Raw and fucking AAA, bro. And pay-per-views. Remember, what was it, 2 years ago or so at Money in the Bank? Or no, it was last year at Money in the Bank. This dude worked the AAA show in the evening as Chad Gable and then worked the night show, Money in the Bank, as El Grande Americano.
Yep, literally, dog.
Where's Triple H's stupid Glazer tweet for him? I mean, come on, dude. And yeah, I mean, the shit with again, Maxine Dupree, bro. There are so many people that do not get the time of fucking day, compared to what she does, and she is just not good. She's just not that fucking good, bro. And yeah, they're gonna make her the first Paul Heyman girl.
Which is fucking wild,
That
man. It's
is
wild.
that is a fucking awful sentence. But did you see that story where Cody Rhodes got mad at Ethan Page because Ethan Page just like casually asked him like, "Hey, you work in the European tour?" And
Oh yeah, he did.
I
He got
thought
like offended that he would ask him that.
yeah, he was like,
Like,
I was a little offended. I work everything. And then Cody, shut the fuck up, okay? Please shut your ass
he's
up.
trying to make conversation, bro.
He's
Just
probably
like,
just trying to fucking make conversation with you. Like, hey, are you doing this? Like, what? Like,
you gonna be there, bro? Like,
that's like
does Cody not know?
that's no different from just asking your buddy, "Hey, you working tomorrow?" Like, could you imagine
Like,
you ask your buddy that
bro.
and he's like, "Are you serious?"
Of course I'm working tomorrow. Like, dude, that's literally like, Cody, do you not understand social cues? That's basically just striking a conversation about the tour and, being there with everybody. Like, God, he's such a Chad, dude. He's such a fucking Chad. I can't stand Cody, bro. I can't stand him.
And then I seen the article that you sent me yesterday. It was Cody Rhodes was saying he could, he likes to sacrifice his booking because through bad booking, he doesn't know if other people can survive, but he knows he can survive. Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up. No, you can't.
bro.
People
You're the bad booking. You're
Yes.
what people would have to survive, bro. You are the bad booking, bro. Don't miss me with that shit, bro.
So
Cody,
terrible.
bro. God, I can't
His
stand him when he
quotes
fucking talks.
his quotes on his podcast are just the dumbest fucking things you could. I can survive bad booking. Meanwhile, you're the anchor on SmackDown right now, bro.
Bro,
Nice.
you are the reason that ratings are in the dump over there, bro. Shut up.
Fucking God. Kevin has a great question. Who is worse, Maxine Dupree or Eva Marie?
As much as I'm a shit on Maxine, bro,
Yeah.
at least she could
Okay.
actually like hit the ropes
Yeah,
and
yes.
not fucking fall on her face. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
at least I'll say at least Maxine's got like a nice spin kick on her, right?
Yeah,
She's got that little
she
spin
doesn't.
kick she does. Eva Marie, she has no bag. Like I can't name
No.
one thing in the bag, bro. I genuinely can't.
Not only is the bag empty, there isn't a bag, bro. She's showing up to class holding all the books, bro. She got that shit in a Walmart fucking plastic bag, bro. That's her bag.
Eva Marie was so bad that SmackDown in 2016's version of playing to her strengths was giving her a gimmick where she didn't wrestle, which shout out to Ryan Ward because like
He's a genius.
how did you make Eva Marie work? So shout out to him for that. But like that was the gimmick they gave her to play to her strengths. Was she was so bad at wrestling. Her gimmick was that she did anything on the planet to not wrestle. Come on, bro.
It's crazy. Bro's
So
a genius. Kevin, bro, there is nothing that has. If you're a wrestling fan to other wrestling fans, you can't like someone at one point and dislike someone at one point. It's impossible for wrestling fans for that fact, bro. You can't like someone and then at some point not like them. You can't do that, bro. If you liked them at one point, you gotta like them 24/7, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, man. Honestly, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, I'll say at WrestleMania 40, The whole reason there was an outcry, the outcry for that wouldn't have been as bad, I genuinely believe, had that shit with The Rock not happen, bro. Had that shit with The
Oh,
Rock not happen. And
100%.
two, maybe I did want Cody at the time. I never fucking said I wanted Cody Rhodes to fucking anchor SmackDown for the next 2 years and hold the championship majority of the time and completely fucking drag down everybody that he worked with. As a matter of fact, I said at the time, Cody does not need to have a long reign, and he
No,
can maybe hold the title till SummerSlam and drop it of that year. That's SummerSlam in Cleveland. Brother, that was 2 years ago, and this motherfucker is still the
still
champion.
champion.
Now, mind
Mhm.
you, obviously there's been small little reigns. You know, Cena held it for 3 months, Drew held it for a month, not even like 3 weeks.
4 months.
Um,
4 months in total.
yeah, and this guy, so pretty much has been the world champion ever since Mania 40, 2.5 years later.
Crazy. And he sucks, dude. He drags down anyone he's working with. He desperately needs to turn heel again, being a major figure in a company, creatively needing to turn heel, refusing to do so, dragging everybody around him down, bro. Crazy. Crazy how history repeats itself.
Dude is terrible. Dude is fucking terrible.
He's terrible, bro. And every time I just watch old clips of him just on BT and just old, black hair Cody clips, I'm like, damn, bro, what happened, man? What happened?
Honestly, man, when
I
I
get
see
sad.
those clips, I don't even feel nothing. To be honest, dude, it genuinely just
I
feels
don't
like
blame you.
it feels like a Dean Ambrose situation where it's like I see that guy
It's like a
and I don't even like that. To me, that's not even the same person.
same. He truly is the definition of going Hollywood, bro. He really did.
Yes, needs a heel turn desperately, but
Desperately.
yeah, I genuinely sat here and said, you know, Cody can hold the title for the summer, and here
Two,
we are.
3 summers later, he's still fucking holding the goddamn title. Maybe Triple H heard that and was like, "Summer? How many summers? 2,
Yeah,
3, 18? We'll see how many we could go, man." And it never ends, man. Like Jeff says, man. I've been saying Homelander Cody since he was in fucking AEW, man, and I'm still saying it to this day.
I don't even fucking watch The Boys,
We'll
but
never
I've
get
seen
it.
enough clips of Homelander to know that's what Cody
It's
Rhodes
so
should be.
perfect. It's so perfect.
It
It's
is.
literally the whole character is him desperately. His whole goal in life is to be loved by everybody,
Yeah,
but he
it's
can't.
perfect.
It's
It's
so
fucking
perfect,
perfect,
man.
dude.
It's
It's
so
perfect.
perfect, and he'll never do it.
Well, speaking of one of Cody Rhodes' biggest casualties, Drew McIntyre. We brought to you guys last week that Drew was on his way back. And it seems like Drew, it
He
seems
said,
like
"Fuck
Drew
that."
got over the hill, right? He was driving
Hmm.
over the hill to the point where he could kind of see the city very far in the distance, and drove just enough over the hill, and he was like, okay,
Nah,
maybe Fatu's gonna have the world title, maybe Gunther's gonna have the world title. He's
bro.
squinting his eyes and he's like, wait a minute, Randy, no, is that is that Cody? Is he still the fucking world champion? And he hit the hardest fucking U-turn. He didn't even hit the brake, bro. He did the U-turn full full gas at 60 miles an hour and fucking drove his ass right back to Hollywood, bro. Drew McIntyre is not planned to return to WWE anytime soon. He has recently been talked about for several Hollywood projects since he last filmed Highlander. He recently announced during the film The Last Druid, and just like that, Drew McIntyre was on his way back and found more Hollywood roles to pursue. Drew, this was the best
Just
case
staying home.
scenario, and I think I think he knows that. I think he knows he
Hmm.
is coming back to a it's very very fitting that night one of WrestleMania, the night that Cody was on, was a like wasteland theme, because that's exactly what anything Cody Rhodes is involved with is. It's a
It's a
fucking
wasteland.
wasteland, and Drew sees that again. He got over the hill, and just as he starts to see the skyline of the city, he there he was standing there with the WWE Championship still. Easy to find, hard to beat, right? Easy to annoy and fucking hard to get off my television because he doesn't
Mhm.
fucking go away. Is Cody Rhodes, man, and Drew McIntyre knows that. Drew, enjoy your films, brother. Enjoy your films, please.
Exactly, man. He's easy. Cody's easy to find, hard to watch, and I think Drew McIntyre knows that, and he said, "Fuck that. I'm gonna stay in Hollywood, man." And I really don't blame him, man. He's probably making good money, actually getting to enjoy what he does out there, man.
Yes.
Hopefully, he's enjoying Hollywood. Hopefully, he gets more roles, man. And at this point, you might as well just make Hollywood your main thing at this point. You're going to come back to WWE. Triple H isn't going to know what to do with you. He likes you. He doesn't like you enough to beat any of his big five people, man. So what is the point? Might as well stay in Hollywood, doing movies, man, and just come back whenever there's a little opening to come back. Because there's no point in mainstaying for Drew McIntyre at this point.
Yep. WWE. WWE is let's see. Where did it go? According to Uncle Dave, WWE is reportedly facing significant visa issues right now. And you were kind of mentioning this too. I would assume AEW is kind of going through the same problem, being that a lot of the Forbidden Door card is very AEW. It's a you got like a splash of Stardom and CMLL in there. We haven't really seen, honestly, other than like the Zack Saber match. We honestly
Anybody
haven't
from
really
New Japan.
seen, yeah, anybody from New Japan. So WWE is facing significant visa issues right now, which if you're not seeing people pop up, this is probably largely due to the reason. So sometimes this happens quite a bit in wrestling. We know it happens a lot with like guys like Pac and stuff like that, which it seems like for once his visa actually fucking came through. So you know, um, it is sucks, but it's something that I'm sure will be over soon. Especially the kind of pull that WWE has. This probably isn't gonna have any real long term effects. That's why fucking Joe Henry hasn't been there. Oh, never mind. Speaking of which, I hope these significant visa issues continue.
Oh,
I hope that yeah, I hope, unfortunately, some people will have to take the fall if it means that Joe Henry gets to stay off my television for a bit longer. I thought Joe Henry was off of TV because he felt the pressure. I thought he felt the pressure of what a real WWE superstar is, and he felt the pressure of being at fault for injuring Logan Paul. Austin Theory, the
he felt the
Pressure's
pressure.
brother.
He is also near the pressure's brother, man. So they're facing big visa issues. It's probably why fucking Henry isn't there. I mean, dude sucks anyway, so I'm not fucking complaining about that one. But for the people that are actually good, it does suck, man. It really does suck. Hopefully, for all the good ones, these issues can be resolved. I think that's going on in AEW too at the moment. Seemingly, I think that's why Forbidden Door is not Forbidden Door at this point. Their triple main event is all AEW, which is fucking hilarious. Which I think that might be the case of why, bro. To why. So hopefully these visa issues get resolved as quickly as possible, man, and hopefully most of the good people can make their way back to American television.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully. So yeah, that is the news on WWE dealing with some visa issues, and yeah, yes, Kevin. Joe Henry is Elias, but with no bag. He has no
No,
bag.
like he has no bag. At least Elias was entertaining. He could actually make you laugh and shit. And he would actually fucking wrestle. Um, this fucking goober Henry just
Elias,
sucks.
Elias actually had a real ass in ring bag, bro. Like people don't talk about that
Oh, he
enough.
did.
Like he actually had a little bit of a bag, bro. Like if you get him in the ring with like a ring general, Elias
He
actually
won.
would he was kind of out there cooking it up, bro. So I gotta I gotta give power to him for that, man. But listen, we gotta go over some serious business, man, because
Right.
everybody is just so hung up on what happened to actor comedian Eric Andre on Monday Night Raw. Okay.
Oh no.
All right. Now, if you don't know who Eric Andre is, in case you didn't hear him, 20,000 fucking times during Monday Night Raw, actor comedian Eric Andre, mind you, is he's Roman Reigns. He's one of Roman Reigns' castmates on Street Fighter, and he does star in a movie where he plays John Cena's little brother right here on Netflix. You know, so
Oh,
anyway,
brother, I fucking can't stand fucking WWE fucking ads at this point.
so
Their
terrible.
integration.
The reason for the Bloodline attacking actor comedian Eric Andre on Raw this week was because he is set to co-star in a film with John Cena, which begins streaming on Netflix on the 26th of June. So obviously, WWE's got to get their little ad in there. They got to promote
I got
Netflix. And that's, again, it's not fine, but at this point, it's fine, bro. We all know WWE's going to do it. My only question, why the fuck are you involving this kind of shit with your top stories and your top acts? I said it on Unscripted. We all know WWE's going to do it. There's no way of getting around it. Fine, whatever. Have a segment where the fucking Vision beat this guy up. You have a segment where, the fucking Judgment Day beat this guy
yeah,
up. We seen
or
it during Wrestle.
Danhausen or
Yeah,
something.
have him do a segment with Dan Trouser, bro. We seen this shit with Mania, and it bugged everybody out then, with Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee being involved in a main event world title storyline. Bro, this is your top faction. This is one of your top acts, dog. Why in the world? Why are we making this a habit? And it's like people say, "Oh, well, you see WWE corrected, the night 1 WrestleMania, man. They learned from their mistakes." I'll always say it. They have a track record of not being able to learn from their mistakes. They make the same mistakes over and
Over.
over and over and over again. And again, they put these temporary band-aids on where they say, "Oh, guys, we're sorry." And then the band-aid falls off and they make the same fucking mistake over again. Come on, dude.
Don't make sense. It don't make sense, bro. They're over here fucking involving the bloodline with Eric Andre, bro. You can't just have him sit in the crowd, actor and comedian Eric Andre, I'm sorry. You can't have him just sit in the crowd, do a crowd shot, fucking plug your movies, and call it a day. Even, dude, if they would have kept it as simple as, the start and, before the beat up of him just walking past him, dapping him up, and moving on with his day. All right, because you know what? Roman Reigns is kind of dipping his toes in Hollywood here and there, and they like to talk about on TV. So again, just have him walk past him, dap him up, call it a day, bro.
Yes.
The Bloodline's trying to make example out of him. Like I said back on Monday, bro. This demon group is making an example out of a fucking actor and comedian. Why aren't they beating up actual combative people on the roster to look tough? You don't look tough. It's like it's like a freshman in high school going to beat up a sixth grader, bro. You just look sad. You're just beating up an easy target, bro. You don't look cool. You don't look badass. You don't look intimidating. You look like you're going for the easy target. It doesn't make the bloodline look good doing shit like that. And WWE's never gonna learn. Like you said, like we've been saying, bro. Like we said at Mania time, they're not gonna learn. They're WWE learned from their. No, they didn't, bro. Look at the writing on the wall, bro. They got extra comedian Eric Andre doing fucking bloodline segments. They got Stephen A. mixing it up with Dan Trouser. Probably gonna do something with that at SummerSlam. I'm sure Jelly Roll is gonna return at some point, dude. They didn't learn. Stop saying that they learned because you're just gonna be disappointed again. And all we could say is we told you so. That's all we can say is we told you so.
I feel like that's all we ever say, but you know,
I
we're just
fucking told
we don't know anything, right?
we're just an AEW podcast.
Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what we are. Um,
This is an
um,
AEW story. We're just an AEW podcast.
it's very true. That's a great point. Yeah, man. Again, it's just it makes no sense to me how we went from just crowd shots to now we're involving, main event. We're getting worse. We're getting worse.
Yeah.
Again, like Sir K said, there's a million and one different ways you could have went about this, bro. Why in the hell are we involving our main top level acts with this kind of shit, dude? It makes absolutely no sense to me, man. Um, so more WWE and TKO stuff. UFC just ran a show at the White House. It was UFC Freedom 250, I believe it was called. And according to WrestleVotes, a WWE White House show is not in the cards yet, although it is something that WWE would be open to if the financials made sense.
Oh way.
They had Roman Reigns there. They had fucking Triple H sitting in his crowd shot, man. Roman Reigns looked absolutely fucking miserable sitting next to this dude. I would be miserable sitting next to this fucking dude. Do you see TKO wanting to, eventually make this make sense, or do you see this being something that TKO is going to do? Do you foresee any of this happening?
I don't, man. Obviously, WWE is always gonna say we're open to this, we're open to that, we're open to this. But it's never gonna happen. I thought I heard that like that shit was insanely expensive for the UFC and TKO to run over there, man. And they basically just kind of lost a lot of money doing that shit, man. And TKO and WWE, they don't like to lose money. They only like to make money. Um, I don't think it's gonna happen again. They're open to it. Of course they would. Would I want it? No. From the clips I've seen, that was the most like white trash garbage I'd have never seen in my life, man. And I don't want
Yes.
fucking the people I like to fucking be involved in that shit. That shit was miserable. So is it possible? Kinda, but I don't think it'll actually ever happen with WWE, man. I don't think WWE, uh, un- you know, WWE would be shocked. I don't think they're big enough to run an event like that, man. So I don't think it's going to happen. But obviously, they're always going to say they're open to doing it.
100%. I think that obviously I think, I think if the show was cheap to run, I feel
They
like
would have done that.
they would do it. However, at least from everything that I've been told, the show was like insanely expensive to run. Can I see WWE doing it again? And if the scenario lined up perfectly for them, and it was just a decision that fell on their lap, I think 1,000% they would do it. I think they would think that that's the coolest idea ever. Triple H loves hanging out in the White House, dude. He could run the fucking show from his bedroom in the White House. How
He
cool would
could.
that be? How cool would
He
that be
really
for
could.
Paul, man? Where did you say he stayed? Was it the East Wing? I think.
East Wing, West Wing, whichever one was
Oh, he's
not
got
under
both.
construction or whatever.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Because one of them
So they're
was,
moving them. Got
I
it.
think the West Wing was under construction, or the East Wing was. So I think he sits in the West.
Oh, okay.
Who knows, bro? He's got an office. Linda McMahon got her office. Roman Reigns is showing up with the hardest title. It was horrible, man. It was horrible. But like you
Yeah.
said, if they could financially they would do it in a second. They would think that's the coolest thing ever.
100%. But again, TKO, if they look at something and they realize they have to pay for something rather than getting a site fee, and there's no profitability there, they're not going to do it. And this is actually one of the times I agree with them not running a fucking show. I mean, again, if you ask me, there's so much cooler you could do that fans have been asking for years. The first thing that comes to mind is fucking SummerSlam on a beach, especially during like the COVID era.
That was a
There's
perfect
like
name.
there's so much like outdoor cool venue locations that you could have done. And obviously they don't do any of them. Again, in a perfect world, do I think if WWE was given a perfect opportunity to run this show, they would just think this is the dopest idea on the
Coolest
fucking
thing, yeah.
planet. But again, from everything you guys have told me, from everything I've heard, this show was insanely expensive to run. Obviously, because you're on a lawn, right? It's not an arena. You don't have scaffoldings and you don't have anywhere to hang your lighting rigs off of. You essentially have to build all that stuff just like you
Hmm.
would have to for WrestleMania, right? So, and you're in the middle of a lawn, right? It's not even like WrestleMania where at least you're fucking in a stadium and you have
Here it is.
like you have some ground to build on. You're on a literal lawn. So, um it and again, could you fuck we think WWE's corny on the regular. Could you
Oh my
imagine fucking Cody
god.
Rhodes doing the whoa on the fucking White House lawn, bro? Oh my
God,
god, dude, that
that
would
shit
just
would
be
be
awful.
because motherfuckers were doing like with their walkouts from like the fucking president's war room and shit,
Yes.
which like people should probably not be allowed in that room, but I digress. But Cody would be doing that type of shit, man. Oh, dude, it would be a brutal cornball fest, bro. And fucking Triple H, he lives on the Cobb, so he would have loved that shit, man. They would have loved that shit. Thankfully, it's not happening. Apparently, the fucking thing was so expensive and they were so cheap at the same time. Motherfuckers that went to that shit and like performed on that were paid in fucking Trump's crypto coin, which like, what the fuck is our
What?
country at this? Yes, bro. Motherfuckers
Wait,
were paid in his crypto coin. That's how fucked we are, bro.
ay, ay, ay.
We're
Yeah, and
so
like
doped.
again, Jeff brings up another good option. Obviously, like I said, us as fans have been asking for SummerSlam on a beach. They've done like, bro, remember those old tribute to the troop shows? I think the last cool one they did in 2018, it was like it was on an aircraft carrier. Fucking dope.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was all the
New Day
ones,
pulled up on a tank.
yeah, bro. And then there was the one where and then there was the ones back in the day where they used to, what did those motherfuckers used to be in Iraq? Probably not the
Mhm.
safest, but like
Probably
visually,
not.
visually, bro, those fucking shows look dope. Those shows look dope as shit. Um, so again, there's 1,000 other cool locations you can do that I would prefer as a fan personally, man. But and also too, Roman, can you fucking please bring your belt somewhere? I mean, what in the world? And also
Oh
too,
man,
can you get somebody to sit between you and Paul, bro? I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him right now.
dude.
I've been staying away from him.
The footage of them fucking doing the panda Roman, he's fucking
Huh,
smiling, trying to fucking aura farm, and then you just see fucking that cornball go in the frame and steal the moment.
corny
Most
fuck.
Triple H shit ever, dude. Hilarious.
Yeah, he's an idiot, man. So let's see. Um. Let's. Okay. Well, speaking of somebody who said they would never go to the White House. Honestly,
Never.
the only thing that kind of piques my interest a little bit about a WWE White House show is for
Is
this man
seeing him
himself.
there.
I would fucking
Yes,
love to see if CM Punk would participate in this
because
show.
he would. I know he
Well,
would.
but bro, he said a couple years ago, I don't care. I don't care who, I don't care if the president is who he is. I'm not going to the White House. He's not going,
and
even if
he
he
also,
was invited.
even if he was invited, he said that same thing about Saudi Arabia before,
Oh,
man. And
I knew
he
it was
said that
coming.
thing about WrestleMania before. He said that, he says a lot of things he goes back on, man. So I think he would have went back on that too. I think he would have, and then he would told the crowd, it was never about the White
Nothing to do
House.
with the president.
It
I
had
woke up
nothing to do with the
crabby.
White House.
You know,
Woke up
I,
crabby. He was just pissed off,
yep.
man. It's just his bad.
I didn't like the look of the pillars, and I just said, I'll never come. I mean, the lawn is too big. Okay,
It's too big, bro.
well, regardless, I would love. That's the only thing that would kind of interest me a little bit. I would be so interested to see if CM Punk participated in this. So according to Russell Votes, this doesn't have to do with the White House, but it does have to do with CM Punk. CM Punk is reportedly scheduled to play a significant role at SummerSlam 2026. Okay, man, what do you foresee CM Punk doing at SummerSlam 2026?
That ass, bro. I got no clue, bro. I got no clue. LA Knight seemingly stuck with fucking the bloodline again. Seemingly, it looks like it's going to be Seth and Roman at SummerSlam. Seemingly, nothing too confirmed. He could face one of those two again. We don't know, but seemingly like those are the two matches, unless he buds in and they do a triple threat, WrestleMania rematch at SummerSlam from last year. Wouldn't doubt that either, man. But dead ass, bro. I don't fucking know what the dude does. I don't know what you could have him do. You could have him do, facing smaller people, getting them, on the show and getting a cool little story there. Triple H is not competent enough to do something like that. He only knows big names versus big names. And seemingly all the big names are kind of taken for SummerSlam. Seemingly so far, that looks
Yeah.
like the case. I will think he will be at SummerSlam. Genuinely, I have fucking no clue what they do with him at SummerSlam. Genuinely have no idea what they could do with him. With, in terms of WWE, that makes sense for WWE. I can think of a million things that make sense. This Triple H, who knows what they might do with this man, bro. But what do you think they're gonna do with him?
That's interesting because I have a bad feeling it's gonna be something around like Cody, maybe
Mm,
Sammy. You know what I mean?
I
Maybe they're
ooh,
maybe you know how
Gunther maybe.
you know the story they did with like CM Punk trying to help Finn Balor become Finn Balor again. I could see them doing that whole thing with Sami Zayn. Um
I could see that.
if I had the pen, this is a perfect opportunity to get Punk in there with with some of your, with some of your younger guys,
Mm-hmm.
or even some of your
Ricky.
newer people like a Ricky Saints, get Punk in a little feud with um, uh, Carmelo Hayes. If you really wanted to
Mm-hmm.
have, Punk, I guess, do something where he's putting somebody over, you could do a feud with Trick, but obviously, you would have to have Trick win that. And we all know WWE's not going to have Trick fucking Williams beat CM Punk. Again, you could do Ricky. You could do somebody like Carmelo. You could do something like that. I have a feeling it'll probably end up being Sami Zayn at
I wouldn't
SummerSlam.
be shocked at that.
I could very much see that. Um, again, like you said, maybe Gunther. I don't
I
know.
could see Gunther too.
Worst case scenario, I could see like Cody, but I feel like the Cody stuff will ramp up around like Money in the Bank or Mania season next year. So, um,
Mhm.
but I don't know. Either way, I'm terrified, man. Maybe he gets a match with Cody at SummerSlam, loses it, and then tells him, and then, kind of sets his sights on Money in the Bank after that to get back to Cody. Could
I
see
could see
that as
that.
well.
I maybe like something with Sami Zayn happens to that match, and maybe like even before Money in the Bank, he does a little program with Sammy. Then he gets Money in the Bank, and then he goes
Fuck.
on to whatever he's. I could see. I think that is like the circle he'll be around is like Sammy, Gunther, Cody. If they do, they want to run it back with him and Gunther. I think you're right. I think that's the circle he'll be around definitely for the time being.
So now I have to ask the blatantly obvious question: do you see why Drew McIntyre doesn't want to come back?
Oh, bro,
This
and
is
I
the
would be
circle.
calling every Hollywood guy I know if I was Drew. I'd be like, bro,
Do
I
you
ain't
have
coming
anything?
back for a. Do you
Is
have
there
anything? I will
anything?
do anything. You got an Ice Age coming out? You need me to voice act in? I'll do fucking anything. Y'all making another open season? I'll fucking be in that, bro. I just need to be away.
Man.
Fuck. God damn.
Speaking of CM Punk, man, we got his buddy, his best friend in the whole wide world. We all
Paul.
actually, according to the US Trademark
Oh.
Office,
Oh God.
WWE has filed a trademark human monies.
What?
Oh, they love this guy. Oh
They
god, they
fucking
love this
love this
guy.
guy, dude. Oh my god, dude. First of all, I fucking loathe that whole human monies thing. Oh man. That shit irks my goddamn soul, bro. And they're gonna put it on dude, that is gonna be the most like Shane McMahon-esque shirt, but it's gonna just say human monies and it's gonna be like a stack of money. Oh my god. Whoever buys and wears that, you, that's a specimen on Earth, bro. Because what in the fuck?
I gotta say, I don't even know if like I'm sure this is like I don't know. Monies is spelled Monies, which just
What?
it's just that just irks me even more, dude.
I hate that. There's
Um,
the most like millennial humor of like just saying shit wrong. Oh man, I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
this dude is terrible. I gotta say that this is better than their whole New York Knicks campaign, but this is not much better
It
at
is.
all. The human monies. They the worst part about this shit. They again, like I just said, they just think this dude is the toughest dude on the planet, bro. They think everything that comes out of his mouth is fucking gold, and it couldn't be farther from the
No,
truth,
they do.
dude. This dude is an absolute pile of fucking dump, bro. Get this scrub out of here, man. What? Oh my
Dude,
god, bro.
Triple H's just taste in comedy is god awful, bro. He likes Tony
Horrible.
Hinchcliffe. He loves Danhausen. He's a horrible taste in comedy, man. He really does. And like Jeff says, dude, they're gonna do the Young Bucks. I didn't even think about that. They're gonna do the Young Bucks thing and put him on like sellable, like fake money, 100%. They're gonna make like the
Yes.
Danhausen monies, and it's gonna be like his own bill. Oh
Replica human
man.
monies.
Oh
Oh,
no.
I can already fucking
They're
see
gonna
it.
do the bomb box thing. Oh, brother. I didn't even think about that. Oh, no.
This is absolutely atrocious, bro. This is absolutely
He's probably
fucking
gonna, like,
atrocious.
pass it out to fans and then take it back from the fans because he likes money. Oh, man.
Monies.
God. Money's, oh, man.
This fucking guy sucks. Yeah, that's WWE's newest trademark, as I'm sure you can expect human monies merch very soon. I wish I could get my fucking human monies back for when I went to Elimination Chamber and had to watch this fucking scrub debut.
I swear to God, man, y'all owe me a bunch of human monies back from that fucking show, man. They're
God.
so lucky it was the UC. Oh my God, man.
If
Can you
I
imagine I was an all-state?
If I didn't
Ooh.
have a Jordan and Derrick Rose banner to look up at every fucking 2 seconds to keep my head above water, it would have been a whole lot worse. I'm gonna tell you something also too. What was it? The Bulls title banners and the
They're so
Blackhawks
lucky.
dynasty banners. They're so lucky, so lucky.
There's and they're so lucky CM Punk and Seth Rollins came in clutch and saved that shit.
And
That
Finn,
was like
can't
on the
forget
show
Finn.
itself, yes, Finn, Seth, and fucking Punk were the only actual saviors on the actual WWE show itself. Was that Punk entrance, the match with Finn, and my God, Seth Rollins showing up. And that's me saying that, bro. What the fuck?
In the words of Sergey himself, Seth Rollins, I needed you, brother.
I needed you, brother. We needed you, and we got you, brother. My God, I needed Seth Rollins. That's how bad we were in the dumps.
God. According to WrestleVotes, there has been significant shuffling regarding not only Rhea Ripley's direction, but a number of women on the SmackDown roster. Several plans have been adjusted in the event that Rhea Ripley will be sidelined for a significant period of time.
Damn. That
This is
sucks.
funny because they shouldn't have to shuffle with the amount of talent that they have. However, they're left shuffling. And why is that? Why is that, you ask? Well, let's read the examples, right? WWE has all the talent in the world on that show.
They
They've
do.
done nothing with them. They have
Nothing.
they have Julia, they have Jordan Grace on the show, they have Kiana Jones, they have Tiffany Stratton, they have Charlotte and Alexa, they have Fatal Influence, they have Brie Bella and Paige on the fucking show. They got all these women,
Yep.
bro. Meanwhile, they focus on a core, like 3 of them. And this is why
Yep.
your division is in the dumps. You don't have anybody to step up. You don't have anybody ready. You don't care about booking people just to keep in the wings in case somebody goes
Yeah.
down. You're just existing on Friday night is what I'm hearing. And this is why you have to shuffle on a roster that you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to shuffle. You should have more than enough talent. You do have more than enough talent. But the problem is you don't do anything with half of them, bro. And this is why, and speaking on Rhea Ripley's injury, man, hopefully she doesn't have to be sidelined for a long period of time. Injuries always bite her at the worst time imaginable. So I hope that doesn't end up being the case. I hope that it doesn't, but hopefully she's not out long because, again, they don't got anybody. A, I hope she's not injured,
Mhm.
and B, they don't fucking have anybody interesting to step up. So, I don't know.
No,
I hope not, man. Chelsea
I
Green
hope
as
not,
well.
man.
Forgot about her.
Chelsea Green, they got so many people, and like, sucks for Rhea. I hope everything is well, and I hope she doesn't have to be sidelined or nothing. But if this is the case, this is what happens when you don't put no stock in nobody, man. You don't got nobody to be able to step up and have his backup. You don't have nobody. You invested in nobody except Rhea, Liv, and that's probably an EO. And 2 of them are on the other show, and you completely screwed yourself over with everything. With the way you book, Triple H completely screws himself over, man. And you don't have nobody to step up. You don't have no up and coming people where you have them in the path to one day be in that world title scene and be a world champion. And you have those cases where maybe an injury happens, so you're like, you know what, let's just step them up now and see if they sink or swim. Triple H don't do that. He don't even think to set that up, let alone do that. Um, and this is the perfect example of everything wrong with the way Triple H does his world title scenes, man. You don't have people to step up, you don't have backups, and you don't let people sink or swim. This would be the perfect sink or swim moment for so many of those talented women they have on their roster. Um, but they're not going to do anything, man. They're going to de facto to one of the few people that they actually trust for some reason, man. Um, and it's probably going to be like a Charlotte or Jade winning the thing if she does go down, man. Which again, don't even really dislike those 2 that much at this point, but it's not what you should be doing. You shouldn't always have to de facto to people who've already been in that spot, man. And if that doesn't tell you everything wrong with Triple H, I don't know what will, man. But I hope everything is good for Rhea. That really does suck for her, man. She just always is getting the short end of the stick in terms of her luck. So I really hope everything goes well, man. But Triple H, man, he fucking doesn't know what he's doing.
He has no fucking clue.
He,
Mhm.
Jeff is right, man. What happened to Hunter always being the Mister Plan B guy, man? He was that's one of his biggest quotes in his fucking career is there's always a Plan B. Dude fucking never has a Plan B.
I don't even think he knows that B is the second fucking letter in the alphabet at this point, bro. I don't think he
No,
knows. I don't think he knows what comes after A. He's so goddamn
literally.
stupid. Man, again, an NXT, I'm telling you, bro, when somebody would go out, this dude was so good at it, it almost had you thinking he had these injuries planned because he had somebody that fit so seamlessly.
A lot in.
It almost seemed like he knew the shit was going to happen months in advance. It seemed like he had a
Literally.
crystal fucking ball and was like, oh, okay, in 2 months, Aleister Black's going to get injured.
So let me start building up Johnny Gargano to be like kind of a low-key heel, like he's fucking losing his mind. So if he goes out, I could just say Johnny Gargano attacked him because he's kind of losing his mind to take that spot because he thinks he has to beat Ciampa. Brother, you had the formula.
Absolutely ridiculous, bro. So for our final story today, we got news on LA Knight.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man is right. According to Self-Made and WrestleVotes are reporting this. As recently as last week, LA Knight was expected to win the King of the Ring tournament before WWE changed course. One of the reasons LA Knight hasn't been given a bigger role is said to be internal concerns regarding his in-ring consistency, despite his continued popularity with fans. WWE reportedly views Jey fucking Uso as the stronger in-ring performer, where he provides the more reliable matches. He's a reliable merchandise mover and somebody who is more coachable, which those have factored into his those factors have influenced his recent booking.
Recent.
There's no fucking way.
There's no way. This
Okay.
This can't be true, bro.
There is no shot. There's no shot this is true. The reason it gets me a little upset, I could see WWE actually fucking thinking like this.
That's the thing. Like, that's the thing that's concerning me. Because I remember, when we're talking about, the King of the Ring and whatnot, one of your points is, I don't think Jey could win because I think, they gave up on him. And I think at one point they did give up on him. But I don't know. He's like the center point of the Bloodline story recently, bro. Like, I think they're starting to like him again, bro. And like, he failed you the first time. History is just gonna repeat itself, bro. Like, I could see this being true for Triple H. I mean, at this point, he's a fucking pure lobotomite. He has no brain, bro. They done stuck the thing up his nose, took a piece of his brain out, and bro don't know what he's doing at this point. He don't, man. And I think that's the way he sees things. Cause like, I don't know, just the scene on Raw is just telling me that they're fucking with Jey Uso again. Don't know why. He failed you. He didn't get no better in the ring. He still, bro, he was fucking having his problem with LA Knight. Gassed again, still, after him running it back, dude. He has not improved. His tank has not grown. He can't hold more in the tank still. I don't get it. I don't understand, but dude, the thing that pisses me off more is the whole in-ring stuff, man. Me and you, for the past year, have been saying that LA Knight is one of their most consistently good guys in the ring on pay-per-view, underrated in the ring. He is put on most of the time their best match on one of their pay-per-views if he is on it, bro. Fuck do you mean he's inconsistent in the ring, bro? And Jey Uso is good. Jey Uso is good. I ain't never seen LA Knight botch a neck breaker. Botch fucking half of the shit that Jey Uso botches, bro. I ain't never seen that shit. That is insane to me. But in a way, to Triple H and to management, I could see this being true because to WWE, you know, so a coachable person is in the same league as what they call someone who's hard to work with. Someone that probably just like LA Knight probably does, ask what they're doing, what the plan is, what they want him to do, what the goal is with this, what does this accomplish, what's A to B. They don't want you asking that shit. Jey Uso, he's just gonna do whatever the fuck they want. He's one of those guys. That's what they want. To them, that's what coachable means. I think this is true, man. I think this is true. This is true, and I think they slipped the he would have won King of the Ring in there. I don't think that part's true, but I think they said that as like we would have had you in King of the Ring if you just fucking listen to us and do what we want. It's one of those things where they guilt trip you with that thing, which is insane, bro. This is insane, and I think they like Jey Uso again, man, and that shit is scary, especially right now.
Especially right now, man. And yes, to go over both parts of the story, LA Knight expected to win the King of the Ring tournament, and his name was tossed around as an expected name to win King of the Ring tournament. That part, genuinely, I do not believe that. I do not believe that. I think, like you said, that's probably something that sounds like something they would tell LA Knight on Unreal right before Triple H continues to bury him and fucking tell him that, you know, well, I was gonna give you King of the Ring, but everything I ever do is for you, and you fucked it up. You consistently fucking put on garbage, and you know the fans like you, but you're not consistent, and every time I try to coach you, you fucking sit here with this stupid look on your fucking face, LA. And you know, Jey Uso he's so coachable, and you know he you know fucks up every other move,
Coachable.
but you know at least he says okay, and he doesn't look at me all fucking stupid. That again, that sounds like something they fucking tell LA Knight. Again, while they're explaining to him how he's never going to be anything in this business and how he fucks everything up in his fucking life and everything Triple H did for him, and he consistently just is a fuck up. I do not believe that he was going to win King of the Ring by any stretch of the imagination. I think maybe there was a few smart heads in the room that maybe said, hey, maybe, you know, we can have LA Knight make a deep run in the tournament this year. And Triple H immediately shot it down.
No,
I think that's as far as that got. And then this second part, brother, what the fuck is this? What are we talking about? There's concerns regarding his in-ring consistency. What the fuck are you watching? So, and then WWE views Jey Uso as the stronger in-ring performer. Paul, I will bang your head on a desk, homie. What in the blue fuck are you watching? Jey Uso. Let's say that in a sentence. Jey Uso is a stronger, more in-ring consistent performer than LA Knight. What kind of fucking drugs? Did you get the fucking drugs from the Knicks parade? What in the world are you smoking? Jey Uso. Are we... Sir K, bro, are we hearing this correctly? Jey Uso's the stronger, more consistent in-ring performer than LA Knight.
Consistent, man. He's more consistent.
You're talking about the guy that botched a tilt-a-whirl neck breaker is a more in-ring. Yes. The dude that fucking botched a suicide dive and almost broke his back. That guy.
That people on Twitter, you literally use as a clip to show people fumbling. You'll see like Spurs at fucking in the finals, and it's that clip of that botch, bro. Like he is used as like a image of failure.
He's a reliable merchandise mover. I doubt it's anywhere near when he was originally doing his yeet stuff, and the whole and this makes me a lot more worried for King of the Ring now, because it seemed like there was a point where they did give up on Jey, and for whatever fucking reason these past couple weeks
they like him.
They fucking love him again. What did he do? He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything, bro. He had a shit tag title run from his time from when the world title situation, and then it seemed like they gave up on him after that. He got back with his brother. Everybody was excited for that. They did nothing, and now he's back to right-hand man, singles, main event, fucking bow, Jey Uso. He didn't do anything. What did he do to gain your trust back? He certainly didn't fucking turn into Will Ospreay.
God, no.
He's more coachable than LA Knight. What that means to me is LA Knight asks questions and they don't fucking care for it. They do not care for LA Knight being concerned about his career path, is what I'm hearing. They get mad that LA Knight wants a better career for himself, and now he's the bad guy. This
Insane.
This is some of the biggest tomfoolery we've ever read on this fucking show. WWE views Jey Uso as the stronger, more consistent in-ring performer. You're doomed. You're fucking doomed, is what you just told me. If you actually believe that, you are so far in the dirt. There's no saving you. If you genuinely fucking believe that. That is some of the most egregious takes. That is the most egregious take. That is the most egregious sentence I think we've ever fucking read in the 6 years that we've done this show, man. I genuinely, bro, come on,
He's
level with
more
me here.
consistent in the ring. He's more consistent, man. He just puts on better matches and more consistent. While fucking Jey Uso, bro, Mr. Botch, bro. The only thing he's known for in the ring is botching. He had a WrestleMania singles match with his brother that blew chunks. Was the worst match on that fucking pay-per-view, bro. And is a joke ever since. Brother. He's more inconsistent than LA Knight when you're more underrated in ring guys.
Bro.
Get the fuck out of here. There's no saving this. There's no saving Triple H at this point, bro.
And
There's no saving him.
And I promise you, this is going to be a story that I'm going to go back to. I promise you, I'm not gonna let them live this one down, bro. If they genuinely fucking believe some bullshit like this. And two, also, like you just said, you're talking about a guy at this point. People sleep on him so hard in the ring. He's damn near underrated in the ring. This is one of your most consistent guys. He's a guy that at first wasn't so hot in the ring, and he worked his ass off, and he got so much better. And dude, it's to the point now, and it's been to the point for the past fucking 2 years. This guy is actually one of your better, more consistent in-ring guys. Like, you could put him in the ring with anybody, and he's going to give you a solid-ass match. Now, again, I'm not saying that he's going out there and he's fucking Will Ospreay and he's prime 2015 Seth Rollins, but he could give you a solid-ass good match, bro. He could give you a very good match. He's more than serviceable, bro. And Jey fucking Uso is get all the way the fuck out of here with that bullshit, dude.
That slap in the face.
I genuinely in the 6 years we've done NHP, bro, the 6 years we've gone over wrestling news on the weekly, I genuinely this is up there with one of the most egregious sentences I've ever read on this show. What an absolute brain dead fucking chunk of guys that are running this show, man.
They're fucking morons, dude, and they're gonna screw themselves over. They're gonna fucking give Jey all the opportunities that he's gonna fail and disappoint, and LA Knight's forever just gonna be waiting, man. Forever gonna be waiting for his moment. That it's just never gonna happen, unfortunately, because he's not coachable, man. They just want someone to just go with the flow and do whatever, and they don't like people asking questions, wanting better for themselves, wondering, what does this do for me? What is the purpose of this? What do we do after this? They don't like that, bro. They don't like that.
Very poetic that one of his best rival, probably his very best rival in WWE, Bray Wyatt, suffered from the same fate. It's almost like they were feuding because they were so fucking similar. Man. And yeah, Jey Uso has failed you time and time again in a singles capacity, and I can't wait to see it fucking blow up in your face again. But, it's all good and dandy because he's the more coachable talent. So, he's just stronger in-ring slug than LA Knight. Is Jey Uso. More consistent in-ring slug is Jey Uso. What an absolute joke, man. However, that is all the news we have here today for you guys, man. And that is going to do it for this edition of the news. That is going to do it for this edition of NHP. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 323. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. We appreciate you guys coming on here for the earlier start times, man. Appreciate you guys working with me here very, very, very much. And that is going to do it, man. And thank you to everybody who joined us. We got my guy Jeff. We got Kevin. We have manager Logan. Let's see. We got my guy Durante. Thank you guys so very much. We got my guy Lamar. Thank you guys so very much for joining us as always. And it has been nothing but a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
That is going to do it for this edition of NHP. That is going to do it for this edition of the news. Thank you guys so very much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you all Monday after Raw with NHP Unscripted.
Peace.